Today on the net, online mobilisation continues in Greece following the police shooting of a teenager. The opening of a platform for Cuban blogs has stirred up much reaction on the local blogosphere. And the day's pick of the best. In Greece, web users are mobilising as the death of a teenager killed by a policeman has provoked violent riots in the country's major cities. The news of this police blunder spread like wildfire on the net. Web users were quick to express their anger and indignation on discussion forums. Riots quickly broke out in the streets. These videos, posted on the exchange site YouTube, bear witness to the violence of these confrontations with the police. Web users are also setting up groups on networking sites like Facebook to pay tribute to the young victim, Alexandros Grigoropoulos. Thousands of people have joined these groups, which appeal for peaceful demonstrations. And some web users are also hitting out at the Prime Minister, Kostas Karamanlis, who refused the resignation of his Interior Minister, Prokopis Pavlopoulos. Since the launch at the beginning of December of the platform Bloggers Cuba, the blogosphere asks if authorities wish to counter the growing influence of critics of the regime. According to one of the platform's creators, the Frenchman David Chappé, its aim is to provide a contrast to blogs considered too politicized to be true for Cuban exiles. He also says that Bloggers Cuba gives a more balanced picture. And questions over the neutrality of this platform were quick to surface. This Cuban blogger wonders if Bloggers Cuba is being used to discredit web users who criticize the authorities. And he regrets that the site has not mentioned the recent arrests of bloggers in Cuba. Others, like this web user, fear that the platform will just widen the gap between compliant bloggers and the more critical bloggers and make discussion between them impossible. Finally, this online report discusses the difficulty of blogging in Cuba and looks at Ioannis Sanchez's very popular daily blog, Generation Y, which is particularly critical of the castrist regime. In this online video, 4 Canadian students have decided to pay tribute to Iranian bloggers and criticize the censorship they often face. Despite this repression, Iran is the third country with the most blogs, after the US and China, internet being one of the only places where they can express themselves freely. The video was made from photographs of real people, which bring to mind recent animations like the French film Persepolis. The Web TV alternative channel is becoming involved in sustainable development and has put a series of interviews on its site of CEOs of big French and international companies who are talking about what they are doing for sustainable development. Here they share their experience and advice to help build a more responsible society.